guys, hopefully you can hear me. I'm not on screen today because I look like crap, to be honest. I'm tired, so I look terrible, but I'm here in voice. That's if you've got your volume up anyway. So right, today I'm just going to show you why I entered this trade here, bottom left corner. I'm just going to make it dead simple, pretty much. It did go up to, well, it would have took me out if I'd have trailed it like I normally do. It would have took me out at 26.8% or 26.8R. I actually closed it manually where this arrow is at the gym because I was worried that because I've had it before where come 8 a.m. UK time, but around there, like when I come out the spa after 9, the whole market's reversed. So I was a bit worried about that, and I thought, you know what, profit's profit. Take the 3%, it's better than nothing. And then like the next 5 or 6 hours, it rallied up. And as you can see today as well, so that was yesterday, it actually kept going. It shot straight up. So it ended up going to like ATR, which it would have, with my rules, it would have took me out of 26R anyway. But yeah, it's nice to see that these moves are possible. So I'm just going to show you basically why I entered that trade. Ignore the other stuff. That's for another video probably that I'm going to do after this one and upload it in the next few days or so. But let's crack onto it. So let's go top left. I've got the daily. So let's get the daily up big. So nice and simple. It's a downtrend overall. I know it's uptrending at the minute. And you'll see why I actually bought, but overall it sells. But we were actually, so that's the high, that's the swing high down to the swing low. So in fact, if I move it across a bit, so we had tapped this area here. If I zoom in, it's not very clear, but we will do our best for you guys. Right. So what I noticed, where's my box? There it is. So this high, sorry, this candle that pushed the low, this is the first one in the discount area. So this green area of the daily trend is my discount area. And I'm waving my hands like you can see me, but you can't. But either way, so that is my supply that I'm looking at it tapping into. But we actually, we didn't tap into it. We tapped into the imbalance and we left this kind of area. So I was trying to buy because I knew it would. I knew it was carry on for a bit more and possibly use this area as inducement. So the next kind of couple of days, I'm hoping it'll either pass this, tap this area, and then start selling into this imbalance here, and maybe tap one of these 2 blocks, order blocks here. So yeah, so that's what I was buying. So let's get rid of the daily. We've got the hourly here. These are my time frames. Daily top left, hourly top right, bottom left is 10-minute, and bottom right is entry 1 minute. So this is the 10-minute. So I was actually selling here because we'd tapped this area. So we'd tapped this candle here, which was before a massive push down, which happened last week, a week today. That big impulse down happened. And obviously you learn where the impulse started, there'll be a reaction. So I was trying to sell there. And then the evening, two nights ago, I decided to close it manually in profit because I noticed that it not actually gone deep enough into the green area, the discount. So I took profit and I was looking at buys for the next morning and I actually woke up. So let me get to the 10-minute. If it's on the 10-minute still, so this bottom left one. So let me take the arrow away. I don't want to distract you guys. That is the day. Let me just get rid of that. That's the daily low. That's what I was looking at for another trade. So yeah, so what I'd seen was when I'd woke up about 5, it was round about there, I'd noticed that we'd had this impulse past this last section here. So I'll just jot that on there. This whole area here is the 10-minute order block that basically broke that high and tapped us into the other order block. but by the way we were actually creating liquidity. So if you look, that's another thing to go over, which I'll go over in a future video. We were creating a lot of money. There's a lot of money sat there. All these people were selling everywhere. There's little double tops in between. People were selling the trend line. People were selling. So there's a lot of money above this line. And I realized this while I was laying in bed. I looked at my trading view on my phone and I thought, you know what? Let's have a look. So I dropped down. So we'll remove, that's the overall. And you'll see in a second. Go to the 1 minute. And the 1 minute, I don't enter any lower than that. I might get into the seconds in future. All the way down here. It's not on there for some reason. Why is it not on there? 2 seconds, guys. I'm just going to put it on. Put this. There it is. And we'll put this on as well. Right. Let's go back on it. Let's go big screen because there's so much crappy white around the background. So as you can see, that was a lovely push. That push was meant pretty much. And down here was the last extreme order block. So basically a little bit of imbalance above and imbalance below this wick here. So it hadn't actually penetrated the order block. Probably not the best word. It's not a sexual channel. Mitigated. It hadn't mitigated the order block. So I'd set that up, and I actually set I think I might have entered manually, to be fair, because I was looking at it at the time. If I weren't looking at it, I'd have just set a buy limit. Yeah, 25. So yeah, we got a 25 pip, not 25 pip, 2.5 pip stop loss on that. And initially I was aiming to take out the high and possibly tap into the green area of the daily discount. But you know what it's like, the emotions get involved, and I actually took the trade. Where did I take it? 207, I think. 207, that's it. So yeah, I actually took that, which is, I think it was 3%, 6R. I actually closed it manually there because I did notice this as well. We had got this tiny little, there's a tiny little, I can't even get my words out, tiny supply zone there. And I thought, you know what, I'll be pissed off, to be totally honest with you. If that hits that, I go to the SPAR, come out the SPAR, and the whole thing's sunk, and I've took nothing. I've been break even, and I'll be very annoyed. So I took it, and yeah, that's basically why I entered. It was creating a lot of liquidity. There's loads of trend lines here, as you can see, creating liquidity, and it was perfect entry. It was 6:30 in the morning. So we took out this low, we'd hit an order block. So there's 2 confluences. We've created liquidity above. There's 3 confluences. The 4th confluence was we still need to buy into more discounted areas before we look at sells. So yeah, and that's pretty much it, guys. Like, sometimes it is that simple. The only thing that isn't simple is your emotions when dealing with it. But that's why it's sometimes good to just set like a 1 to 3 maybe, and if it loses, you lose the 1. If it hits TP, instead of, whereas I like to trail it, and I'll show you my trailing method as well. So what I do most of the time, not all the time, but is not on my entry, because that's just to refine the entries a bit better. So on my 10-minute, as it makes a concrete low and then breaks that high that made the low, I will put my stop loss there. So for instance, guys, if I just whack, so that's my stop loss. So we started off, we broke this high, we then tapped back into this area, tapped into this mini order block there. And then, yeah, we've not created a white candle, which is a selling candle just yet, and then we broke it. So then that breaks the high, so it goes there. So this candle actually broke this high, so your stop loss would naturally go there. This area is a bit messy, but it still didn't break the low. I mean, it only wicked, but the body didn't break that low, and then we went higher anyway. So you could potentially leave it where it is, or if you just want to feel comfortable about taking more profit, put it under there, or even that one there, to be fair, before the whole move. And then before you know it, it keeps going, and I think it was for 5 or 6 hours it rallied up. And then I'll make this a bit smaller. And then I would the next place I'd be able to put my stop loss is there, because we've made a concrete low here and we broke that low. We did break it with a wick, but because of how much profit it would be in, I would be dead worried about losing all of that, because that is, I think I worked it out, that is 26R up until this stop loss point. So if I left it down here, potentially you could be losing, 15 grand over just waiting for a little bit more. So yeah, so each person's different, but that's my little method. When it's on an impulse, especially if it's ranging a bit, then you can hold fire a bit until it starts moving, and then start doing that kind of stop loss method. So that was the trade yesterday. It did actually go with today's news, some news at 6 p.m. this evening. That actually took off like ridiculously. So that would be a beautiful trade. That would be one of the best trades I've ever had. I think the most profit I've took is 27% off one trade, but this would be 0.5% risk, 40% profit, which potentially on a 140k funded account, then that's, I don't know what that is, but probably about 60 grand that you'd make off 36 hours work. But yeah, it's all lifts and butts, guys. Just be happy that you take profit. And I mean, now I'm going to bring this down. It's going to look pathetic, but yeah, 207, wherever that is. Fucking hell, this looks terrible. But it's still profit, so it's just under that. So yeah, just around 6 or 3%, which is still good because that's still profit. But yeah, and then this one that's another trade I'll do a video on after this. That's one I took today, and I'll do reasons for that. You can probably see, most of you probably see the main reasons, but we'll go through that on a separate video, so it's not too long. But yeah, so basically then, guys, just a run-in. So the daily, I knew that the daily had tapped this demand area, and we were ideally looking for buys into this zone. So yeah, and I wanted to take the higher, and I wanted to tap in a bit deeper in that area. So yeah, and we got a nice little 6R, 3% off that. But yeah, hopefully that's clear. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, all the same jazz. And yeah, maybe on the next video I might show my face, depending on how tired I look. But yeah, hopefully that's all clear for you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.